Okay, good morning. We are here for a sunrise flow, 60 minutes, and we'll begin in a couple of minutes. So for now, just make your way to child's pose, forehead on the mat, seat back, and begin to stretch the hips and the legs. So child's pose until we begin. Okay, good morning. We'll begin in just a moment, all levels class. So for now, find child's pose and rest there until we begin. And I'll get my setup here. Perfect. Okay, it's 7:30. Good morning. Let's begin our practice. My name is Joanna. This is an all levels class, about 40 minutes to get us on our way for our day. So child's pose, if you're already there, great. That's where we begin, and it's where I love to begin all my classes, my own practice. It's a pose that allows us to sink towards the earth and to simply arrive here for what's ahead. Recognition that we're setting up for our practice. We have this shape of a child kind of turning in on itself, or a baby, which allows us to quiet whatever came before, quiet whatever's ahead, so that we can move through our practice, simply being here. And also through this shape, allowing us to open up the thighs, or stretch the thighs to open up the lower back. You're welcome to move around in your child's pose. Could be a little rocking of the head side to side. It can be as simple as putting a little more emphasis on one side of the body. So for example, pulling your right glute back towards your right heel and really breathing into that space. Either way, beginning to notice the breath and the shape that you're in, sensation in the body. We'll take 3 breaths here in child's pose. The breath rising, falling. And know you can take this pose whenever you need. Once you finish the last breath out, use your hands to press down and lift you to tabletop. So shoulders in over wrists, the hips are over the knees, and we'll wag the tail a little bit. And then from here, we'll kick the right leg back, and toes can be on the earth or they lift. If you're ready to lengthen the back leg, this might be enough, really igniting the arms, or you'll bring the left arm forward in front of you, like you're reaching out to shake someone's hand. Extending both limbs, draw the belly in and up so you feel the back lift towards the ceiling. Take another full breath in, maybe roll the ankle while you have that leg lifted. And exhale, set it down. Drop the belly, lift the heart. This is cow pose, gaze forward, press down through the heels of the palms. Feel all 10 fingers. And then round into cat, feel the hands, but press the thighs gently towards each other, head heavy. Do that 3 more times. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, feel the throat. Exhale, drop your head round. Head is heavy, dropping towards the earth. One more time, big breath in. Deep breath out, rounding, shoulders towards the sky. When we come back to a neutral tabletop, gazing down, left leg kicks back now, perhaps lifts, pressing through your heel. Right arm extends towards the front of the room, and then the belly draws in and up once again. So we're not necessarily trying to lift the back hip, we're trying to lift that mold of the back line of the body from the crown of the head through the tail. Reaching the right arm forward, both limbs extending. Take another full breath in, roll the back ankle while you're here, or the left ankle, and then release. Wag the tail a little bit, left arm then reaches forward, right leg back, thread that together. Inhale, ignite the belly on the exhale, and then set it down. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, belly gets tight, and we set it back down. Opposite side. Inhale, last time. Exhale, release. Breath in, left leg back, right arm forward. And then exhale, set it down. Let's tuck the toes under, and then let's come up and back into downward facing dog. So you might have to walk your hands forward a little bit, your feet back, maybe the feet a little wider. Sometimes we just need a broader base to let the breath flow, to let the body have the room it needs. But notice the breath circling in and around the lower back. Notice it filling the front line of the body on an inhale, almost like you drop. You drop your chest right down to the mat or between the thighs. Many of us in down dog have done this pose so many times, we get almost too flexible in the upper body where the shoulder blades poke out, we're really dipping. So we want that sensation, almost like a gravitational pull towards the toes, but we want to keep the upper back alert. So you can do that by pressing the hands down, igniting the arms and rotating the biceps away from each other, and the back body fills. Full breath in, full breath out. Once you've let that breath go completely, walk the feet together. Take your right leg up and back, three-legged dog, gazing at your left toes. Roll the ankle while you're here. Another big breath in, and then draw your knee to nose, find that cat shape. Flex your right foot, step it to your right hand. We're in a low lunge, big breath in. Stay for the breath out, gazing slightly forward of your mat. Take another full breath in, low lunge. And then shift forward into standing leg split, left leg to the sky. Head is heavy. Letting go of the neck, maybe walking your hands back towards your standing foot. All 5 toes connected. Take another big breath in. Step it back to where you began, low lunge. Heart forward, right up and over that front knee. Deep breath in. Now you'll bring your hips up and back, straightening the front leg, and then you'll walk your hands so that you can between your legs, you can straddle your mat. I'm sorry for my butt in your face. So you'll straddle. I'll show you. You'll walk your hands in between your legs and you'll drop. Straddle, forward fold. Breath in. Breath out. Heel slightly in, toes out. If you have space, maybe you'll walk your hands back between your legs, but a little bend in the knees. Not overdoing the legs just yet or pulling on anything that isn't warm. There's also a version here in Prasarita where you walk the hands forward almost like a down dog. They're down dog arms, but you're straddle legs. Breath in. Big breath out. Be so full on the in-breath that you even feel maybe a little muscle soreness or a response in the chest. You know, that you're expanding those muscles. All right, then you'll keep your hands on the earth in your fold. You'll walk your hands towards your front foot. So the right foot leads, left leg back. You're back in that low lunge inhale. And then you'll step back to high plank. So feet have a little space between them. You're on the toes, the balls of the feet. And you want to ignite the arms. So you really feel like you're pressing down. We're not dipping into the shoulders, but boom, pressing the earth away. Belly shaking. If it's not, sometimes we need to drop the hips a little closer to the earth. Take another big breath in. And then up and back, downward facing dog. Fill it up. And simply let it go. Moving on. Getting a lot of good practice at that. Left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Roll the ankle, flutter the toes. Inhale. And then knee to nose, round. Create a lot of space between you and the mat. Flex your left foot, step to your left hand. Low lunge. Nowhere to be. Big breath in. Feel both feet, big breath out. Take another deep breath in your lunge, and then start to transition weight forward into that front leg. Standing leg split, left leg takes the weight, right leg to the sky. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Head is heavy. Recognizing what we don't need to hold on to. Standing leg and core, working breath in. We'll step it back to that low lunge. Inhale. Exhale. Now back the hips up, get a stretch through the front leg, gaze at your right toes, and then we'll walk back to that straddle split. So hands are on the earth, legs might be a little bit straighter here. You can bend the knees, rock a little weight side to side, and then ultimately fold, walking the hands back through your legs, head heavy. And there's a big opportunity here to find that distribution of weight in the body, forward into the toes, back into the heels, the outer arches of the feet. You become more aware of those as well as the inner arches. Head drops. Take another deep breath in. And then slide the hands forward to find a flat back. We'll walk towards our left foot, so back towards the front of the mat for that low lunge. We'll step back to high plank. And this time, knees up or down, you'll lower to low plank and see if you can hold. So draw the elbows back, finding that 90 degrees through the arms, hovering. And wherever you are, knees up or down, that's great. And you'll lower all the way down to the earth. Big breath in. Big breath out. Elbows point back. Baby cobra, Bhujangasana. Baby Bhujangasana. Heart forward, elbows back. As if you could pull the heart right out of the chest. Maybe that's a little grim, but the space between the shoulder blades, imagine that coming through the chest. And that's the part that's lifting. This is a heart opener. Back strengthener. Find your toes, press them down gently into the mat, tops of the feet, and then draw the ankles towards each other. Another full breath in. And then let it go. Let's come from this position on the mat to a high plank, even if we have to keep the knees down, which I'm going to do, and press up the arms straight, and then kick the legs back. Boom. Straightening and downward facing dog. Big breath in. Deep breath out. Let's walk our feet forward front of the mat. We'll separate them wide for a ragdoll forward fold, head dropping. Another opportunity to check in with the feet, foundation, and move around. You're still rooted in these folds and this deep planting of the feet on the earth, opposed to when we're balancing on one leg. So you have an opportunity to shift, to feel that platform, to perhaps let go even deeper than you normally can, really letting the head be heavy, the shoulders rolling forward, tail lifting towards the sky. Bending one leg, maybe getting a deep stretch through that right side. Torso still stays heavy, and then opposite side. One last little bit here before we rise. Let's open the chest towards the right. And come back through center. Open the chest, gaze left. Come back through center, everything heavy. Release the hands down to the earth, toe heel the feet together to touch. And as you come up to standing, don't forget about the thighs. You'll see them as you're rising, really ignite them. Strong powerhouses to lift us to Tadasana, standing. Big breath in, big breath out. Let's take hands to heart center, and why not open with an Om, standing on 2 feet, that sound of AUM. On an exhale, deep breath in. And standing up tall. Such a simple act, but a lot happening, trying to find the back of the skull, the shoulder blades, and the sacrum. That's the lower back area. Can you line up those 3 points? Maybe by pressing down through the heels, by drawing the chin slightly lower towards the chest. You'll know you're there because the chest will feel like it's lifting, the sternum towards the sky or towards the wall in front of you. Take another big breath in and let it go. All right, open the arms wide, sweep them overhead. And then forward fold, exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, flat back, shoulder blades together, gaze slightly down and forward. And then hands to the mat for your chaturanga. Try to get in the habit of stepping back with a different leg every time or alternating. That's only left or right. High to low. And back bending baby cobra or your up dog, but make sure you're warm enough. And then downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. And we're gonna have 3 more, time for 3 more sun A's. So it's bending the knees, tippy toes. That's an inhale, you fill, getting ready. Exhale, gazing forward, front of the mat. Flat back on a breath in. Forward fold, release. Thighs engage, feet press down to bring us to Tadasana. And then dive forward, exhale. Bend the knees as much as you need. Flat back. And then high to low. You'll go at my pace or you'll slow it down. You'll know what to do. And I'm modifying myself. We'll meet in downward facing dog. You'll know if you need to rev up or rev down. Just practice this for everyone. And sometimes we need more fire or we need to slow down because we don't even see what's happening. And it's the opposite of going through the motions. Bend your knees, or we're trying to achieve the opposite. Front of the mat. Breath in. Fold heavy. Then rise on an inhale, chest lifting, arms follow. Dive forward, release. Hands to the earth or the shins. And then Chaturanga Dandasana. My modification is I'm taking low push-up to high, and then downward facing dog. Either way, we follow the breath, and we stay with it. 1 more like that, tippy toes. Bend the knees, fill. Look forward. Here you go, hopper step. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Follow it as you hinge. Breath in. Hands to the mat. Breath out. That's your chaturanga. Your back bend. We're pressing back up to high plank. And then downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Really nice. Breath in. Breath out. I love the morning here in this room at home. It's like a proper sunroom because it faces, gets the sun. But I hear the birds every morning really loudly. Kind of a nice little soundtrack. Breath in. Breath out. All right, let's take our right leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Roll the ankle. Bend the knee and open up the hip this time. Left heel might drop a little closer to the earth, but square that right shoulder down. Both hands pressing the earth away. And then sweep the right leg through. So you're in your low lunge. This time, we'll widen the base a little bit for crescent lunge. So full Anjaneyasana. Arms come overhead. Breath in. Breath out. And walk your gaze up the wall in front of you. Maybe to the sky. Keep that deep bend through the front knee. Breath automatically takes us sort of out and back in to the poses. It's shape change pretty consistently. You can take the arms behind you to open the chest, drop the knuckles. Take another full breath in. And then arms sweep back overhead. We're going to drop the back knee down, lower it. Nice. And then hands will come to heart center. Come forward over your front thigh. And then twist the left elbow across the right knee. Hands pressing together. Feeling the heels of the palms. That space in between and the fingers long. You might feel this sort of gentle tug of coming forward into flexibility, as well as staying lifted to rotate. 3 breaths. You're welcome to pop the back knee up, but we are going to go somewhere from here. Take another full breath in, and then exhale, hands come down to the mat. We're going to sweep the arms overhead, so we're still in this supported low lunge. And then we're going to take the arms out wide like a T. Inhale, and then we're going to twist again. It's a high twist with the torso. Left arm forward, right arm back. So twisting towards that right thigh. Breath in, breath out. So from here, you'll stay, or you'll bring your right hand to your right hip or your left back of your thigh, and left arm will reach towards the sky. It's a back bend. Opening up the front of that left hip, the groin, but also keeping the heart lifting. I like to imagine someone had their hand wrapped around my left wrist and they're pulling me up towards the sky. Big, so much space created before we back bend. Inhale, and then open back up, the arms wide. Take the arms overhead and then tuck your back toes under. And can you lift back into high Anjaneyasana? Your legs are burning like mine, I hope. Take another, just so we can be here in good company. And then let's open up Warrior 2. So if you need a moment to straighten that front leg, go for it, and then bend back into your front knee. Open the arms wide. Warrior 2. Arms extending. You can roll the ankles. Just as you did the feet, flutter the fingers. There may be a little gentle bend in the elbows. It's this constant balance, or almost in a grounding technique of checking in. Where do we need to strengthen? Where do we need to soften in that play of those forces throughout our practice? From Warrior 2, you'll flip your front palm, come up and back reverse, just like you did a moment ago on the opposite side. Imagine lifting towards the ceiling. Keeping that strong foundation, but lifting up. Take another big breath in. Let's find right forearm to your right thigh, side angle lunge. Left pinky spinning down. And that's going to lift and stretch that area from the armpit all the way through to fingertips, back leg rooted. Take another full breath in. Let that left arm take you back up to Warrior 2. Straighten your front leg for a moment. And then pivot your toes to straddle position. We'll just come through center. Left leg takes the lead for Warrior 2. So now we're facing in the opposite direction. Arms extended. Breath in. Breath out. We won't hold this one as long as the other side. We'll flip reverse, and then we'll side angle lunge. Just one breath here. Take a breath in as you fill, and then come back up, straighten the front leg, pivot your feet to that straddle, and then we'll pivot our feet back forward for warrior two facing the front. You'll flip once more, reverse your warrior, and then exhale, hands to the mat. So we did a lot of warrior two and some transitions, but flowing through now, high to low, back up to high plank or your back bend, and then downward facing dog. Breath in, deep breath out. Breath in, and let it go. Let's take a moment to walk our hands back towards our feet for Malasana squat pose. We'll take this before we take the other side. So toes out, heels in. Drop your seat, hands to heart center. You can move around a little side to side. You can take a crow pose. I'm going to skip it, but you're welcome to take crow if you're feeling it. Following our own dharma. But even here in squat pose or malasana, so much happening through the core, what we refer to as our pelvic floor mula bandha, that lifting up, the stretching of the legs, the feet. Can you feel the neck? The neck, the sides of the neck, that spot right under the ears. Can you feel that lengthening with every inhale and a deep exhale? Let's walk our hands back to the front of the mat. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. All right, we're going to take the left leg up and back. This time bend the knee on this side to roll open the hip. Left shoulder rolls down or turns down in line with the right. It's an amazing thing, that simple movement. You feel the left hand so much more come alive. And then we'll knee to nose, and we'll step the left foot to our left hand. Anjaneyasana, full crescent lunge, arms come overhead. Breath in, breath out. We get a couple moments to set our foundation. And I don't even know if set is the right direction. Maybe it's to arrive, to even just feel what it is. Arms can come back behind you again, interlacing. And it does make a difference to switch up the thumb position. Left thumb over the right this time. You drop the knuckles, gaze lifts, full breath in, legs working, full breath out. One more big breath in, sweep the arms back overhead, and then begin to lower the back knee. Once you lower, you might need to take the knee back a little bit or forward, or shimmy your left foot forward. Hands come to heart center, and we're going to find our twist. So inhale takes us over the front thigh. Exhale rotates us. And I know many of you know this, but the exhale flattens the belly. That's why we're able to flatten and twist, or why we twist on a breath out. And then the other magic is we can stay full for a little bit longer, so we can, empty. We can exhale, and we can stay empty and in that twist, or in that place of stability. And we can do the same beautiful thing when we inhale at the top. We can stay really full. And feel that place in between. Take one more big breath in. And then hands come back down to the mat. We're going to pop the back toes under and lift up to crescent lunge. Here we are again. Arms overhead and then wide like a T. Welcome the breath in. And then we'll twist towards the left this time. So this is that high twist. Oh, I just realized we did this with the knee down. So let's drop the back knee. And then we get way more space. Wow, through getting closer to the earth, I can press my left foot down and lift my hips back, and the torso is nice and high. And then you have that modification here if you want to take it where you bring your left hand to your left hip or the back of your right thigh, and imagine my hand wrapped around your wrist, lifting you towards the sky. Full breath in, full breath out. Take one more big breath in, gaze up, and then now we'll come back up to crescent lunge. So maybe you do it one more time on this side. Ooh, and then let's open up, warrior two. Wowzer, okay. Left leg bending, right leg, walk it up enough so you can feel your back foot, your back pinky toe, even if it's slight, and then arms lifting. Gazing forward over your front hand. And even though we're gazing forward, we're not leaping ahead. We're just seeing what's in front of us. So just as aware of the hand we can't see, the right hand reaching. 2 more breaths. All right, flip the front palm. Come up and back, reverse your warrior. Reaching up, up, even as you bend deeply through that left thigh, and then side angle lunge on this side. Right arm up and over. Maybe gazing back at your right foot. I like that because we can see everything coming into alignment. You should be able to see your back toes. Maybe binding this back arm. We'll take another couple breaths. All right, pressing back up. Wow, this is really doing a number on my legs. I don't know about you guys. And then we'll pivot through center just to take it to the other side for warrior two. So this is the shorter one. Deep bend through the right thigh. Flip, reverse, come up and back. Shoulder blades together. Heart lifting. So that space between the shoulder blades. Up towards the ceiling. Side angle lunge. Shorter twist here. And then coming back up, pivoting one more time towards the front for warrior two, landing, big breath out. Inhale, flip, reverse, and then hands to the mat to flow through. So step it back high to low, get your back bend, whatever you need. Big breath in, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Or if you need child's pose, you'll take the knees wide, sink your seat back. 2 breaths. All right, we'll meet in downward facing dog. And then we'll glide up to high plank. We're gonna find Vashisthasana, so left hand takes the weight as the heels drop to the left, so you're facing the right arm lifts. And we'll do both sides, so don't worry. You could take your hand to your hip, or you can extend that right arm, or you can reach it forward. You could even wrap it around your back. So many options. Take another full breath in, and then come back to high plank. Shift the heels to the opposite side, evening us out here, Vashisthasana. Maybe feels completely different than yesterday or the last time. We accept that and we breathe. Take another big breath in. Come back to high plank. Flow through or meet us in downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Let's take the feet together to touch. This time we're gonna take the right leg up and back, bend the knee, open the hip. You'll stay or you'll flip your dog. So if you're flipping, the right foot gets heavy, you're flipped over the feet or parallel. In fact, you walk them back towards your mat, and then the back bend happens. But similarly to all this lifting we've been doing, this is a back bend where you've got the leverage of the earth to press away, but keep lifting towards the sky. Big breath in, and then come back to downward facing dog. Fill it up, walk it out, let it go. You walk the feet back together, left leg lifts, bend your knees, same thing. Flip your dog, walk your feet back onto your mat, then you're ready for the full expression. Head can drop back, nothing to do. Take another full breath in, and then use the exhale, downward facing dog, transitioning. Breath in, breath out. Okay, one more time, you're gonna glide up to high plank and Vashisthasana. Shift the heels to the left. Really been experimenting with doing poses more than once. I mean, we have a finite amount of time in class anyway to do these poses, but it's nice to come back into something and experience it all over again. Coming back to high plank, and then we'll shift to Vashisthasana, opposite side. Breath in, breath out. I promise the last side planks of the morning. One more big breath in, and then high to low, or meet us in downward facing dog. Deep inhale, deep exhale. Really nice work. Big breath in. How are we doing on time? Wow. Okay. Big breath out. I think I have a couple minutes because I started early, but we are going to have to start to wind this down. Before we do, walk your hands back to meet your feet and come all the way to Tadasana, standing mountain pose. Take a full breath in and sigh it away. We're going to start in half moon on our right foot. So we're going to actually start in Dekasana to come into half moon. So lift the left leg back, gaze forward. It's like an upward facing dog of the chest. Then when you've got that powerful right leg, you can begin to transition it into half moon. So really flex through the back foot, find something for your right hand. Half moon. Big breath in, big breath out. Take another full breath in. See if you can come to standing on that right leg with the left knee lifted. If you fall out or you need more support, no worries. But left knee lifts. And then the left foot kicks back, left hand reaches for it, dancer's pose. So heart lifts. You begin to tip forward, kicking your left foot back. There's a modification here where you're not even kicking back, you have your foot and you're lifting towards the sky so the knee is bent. But if you're going for full dancer's pose, stay really rooted through that standing foot, the big toe stamping down, broadening the inner arch of your foot, that platform. Another big breath in. Come back to standing release, shake it out. All right, let's take Dekasana. Left leg takes the weight, right leg back this time, heart emerging. It's our setup for a half moon. So then you can open left hand down to the earth or a block. Usually a block is the way to go. Back foot flexing. Full breath in, full breath out. If you feel like you're going to fall out, that is what balancing poses do. Take another big breath in, and then can you come to standing? No rush, with that right knee lifted. Find your center, a moment, and then come into dancer's pose. This is it on our feet. This is it before we wind it down. So dancer's pose, left arm reaching, standing like strong. Take another full breath in, and then let it go. Nice. To standing, you'll sweep the arms overhead. Last flow of the morning. And then we'll dive forward fold. Hands to shin, spine length. Maybe your last chaturanga of the morning, high to low. So you linger in a big back bend. And then you find downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And sigh it away. One more big breath in, down dog. And knees to the earth. All right, you'll come down to tabletop. Sweep the legs out in front of you. And let's take a forward fold. So torso's lifted, feet are flexed, a little bend in the knees. You'll sweep the arms overhead. And then you'll reach for your toes as you fold. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get my charger for my computer because it's about to hang up on all of you. And as much as you can here, let the head go, really drop towards the thighs. And again, a deep bend in the knees as much as you need. Come into this. All right, another big breath in. Big breath out. Shake the head side to side. And then release your feet. We're going to come into fish pose. So we'll bring the elbows back behind us and down to the earth. Legs are forward, toes pointing. And lift the chest. Wrap the shoulders back. Maybe drop the head back, open the throat. Let's take 5 breaths here. Leverage the earth to lift. And let the throat be open. That's our communication chakra located in the throat. Take another full breath in. And then release. Come down to the earth. Once you arrive, laying on your back, take your right knee in. Left leg long. Let's give it a squeeze. Roll the ankles. And then find a supine twist. So we bring the right knee across. And many of us get into this overly deep supine twist where the right knee comes all the way down to the earth. Really not necessary. Play around with all those places in between that deepest point. And remember, let the head be heavy, the shoulders as well. And that right arm can sweep up and overhead. You get a little deeper stretch around the shoulder blade. And then come back to center. Bring the left knee in, right leg long. Roll the ankles, flutter the toes. Give that knee a squeeze and then take it over to the right. Same thing here, not finding that deepest point right away, but some areas in between. Left arm can extend. Shoulders heavy. Maybe the left arm sweeps overhead. And then coming back to center, let's lengthen the legs long. Flop the feet off to the side, arms heavy as well. That final point where we accept whatever came before, accepting whatever's coming after. Even in that uncertainty, we just rest in Shavasana, letting go. Still aware, still here, but letting everything just be. I'll cue you out of it in a few moments, but for now, rest. Of course, you're welcome to stay longer, but we'll take a short Shavasana. All right, take a big breath in. Bring the knees and give them a squeeze. Rock a little side to side and then onto your right side, pausing for a moment. And then coming up to seated. Been reading a lot of different books, Ram Dass, a lot of his work, and a lot of Buddhist teachings, and this idea of having everything be something in order for us to be happy. So when I'm richer, skinnier, not in quarantine, whatever it is, there's always something in the mind. We'll replace whatever that is, even if we achieve that thing. So just a reminder that all is well, challenges, the ups and downs, all part of our path, our dharma. Even if challenging, I recognize some of us have great challenges in life. But can we see that all as part of our work or part of our path? And let's finish our class together with a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We'll bring hands to forehead center. We'll take a moment to gaze up with an open heart. And then we'll bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I recognize the discipline it takes to practice at home. I myself have been kind of skipping Shavasana, which was lovely to have with you this morning. And now I know I shouldn't be doing that because it's so good. Feel free to email me any questions, joannaconverse@gmail.com. Otherwise, thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon. Have a great day.